Today is June 19th, 2019. My name is Joe Todd. This is an interview with Ed Higgins in Collinsville, Oklahoma. Sir, where were you born?
Mulberry, Arkansas.
Mulberry, Arkansas. When's your birthday?
7/14/29.
1529. Who was your father?
Oscar Edward Higgins. O.E. Higgins.
And your mother?
Molly Bearden Higgins.
Bearden. Did you go through school in Mulberry?
Who what?
Did you go through school in Mulberry?
No, I went for a short time. I kind of moved around. My dad was an old lumberjack back in them days, and we kind of moved around the country and back in. So I went to school there a short time, and then I went to Fort Smith, Arkansas, where I really graduated from school, from high school.
Mm-hmm. What year did you graduate?
1947.
1947. From Fort Smith.
Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Yeah. Who was your favorite teacher?
I don't remember.
Where were you when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor?
Fort Smith.
Fort Smith?
Yes, going to school, Fort Smith.
When you were in school during the war, did you help with the scrap metal drives and rubber drives during the war?
The what?
Did you help with the scrap metal drives and rubber drives during the war? Yeah. Where did you take the scrap metal?
Well, they had a place in Fort Smith where you take everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What did you do on VJ Day when the war ended?
Well, we run up and down the Fort Smith main street in Fort Smith. Everybody was just hollering and hooping and going on. So that was. I was in the drugstore working. I worked in the drugstore, and I just took off and started walking with the rest of the people.
Mm-hmm. What did you do after high school?
After high school? I worked for about a year working with my dad. He had a lumber company in Fort Smith, and I worked with him, in the lumber yard, just driving the truck and delivering different things. And then after that, I went in the Marine Corps.
Okay. When did you join the Marines?
When?
When?
In 1948.
1948. You were what month?
I think I just turned, I think it's around my birthday in July 14th, okay. I think it was.
Why did you join the Marines over the Army or the Navy?
Why?
Yes.
Well, in Fort Smith, Camp Chaffee was in Fort Smith, and all I could see was those soldiers in khakis walking up and down the street, so I never did see anything different till one day I looked out walking up the door, and here went this. I didn't really know what it was, but I went out to find out, and there was a Marine in his winter green uniform, and I liked that uniform.
Where'd you go for boot camp?
San Diego.
How'd you travel to San Diego?
Do what?
How'd you travel to San Diego?
But travel to San Diego?
Yes.
Greyhound bus.
Greyhound bus. Tell me about boot camp.
Boot camp, well, we thought we'd really got in trouble. Just guys that I didn't know anybody. There wasn't anybody from my hometown. I went by myself, but they joined up just before we got into boot camp, going to Little Rock to take your physical and everything, Little Rock, Arkansas. And that's only just a few guys that we knew, and they took us to someplace there in Little Rock, and they separated us. They asked us what we wanted, and we said the Marine Corps. It was about 6 of us did, so that was that's the only way we traveled. They sent us by train. By train the first time from Little Rock to San Diego. Mm-hmm. But then I come home or anything, go anywhere, I went by bus. That's what I was doing.
Okay. On that train trip to San Diego, where'd you sleep on the train?
Well, we didn't stay, wasn't on the train overnight or anything.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
Okay. So what type of training did you have in boot camp?
Boy, it was bad stuff back then. DI just kicked you in the butt. He didn't ask you anything. He just told you that's the way it was.
Tell me about your drill instructors.
That my what?
Tell me about your drill instructors.
Well, I had there were three of them. They had a junior and two senior DIs in boot camp, and had one little corporal was he just happened to. No, he's a buck sergeant, and he was just on me all the time. And one time I went in there, I had to go in there and I said something. I said something about where I was from, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and he said, "That's where I was from." And I said, "Oh, really?" And he said, "Yeah." And anyway, long story short, he was a bread man in Fort Smith before he went in the Marine Corps. He was a staff sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What's your most vivid memory of boot camp?
Well, I kind of got on the DI's side because he come in one time and asked if anybody did any boxing, and of course I wanted to get out and yeah, I said yeah I do. So anyway, they set up a deal where they put us with the different groups and different boot camp parts. I mean different sections against this guy, didn't even know, and they put him pretty well close to about the same weight, same size and everything. So we had that fight a couple of times, and then I got a truck to come in with a trophy for mine, and it was a little old bitty, I don't remember for sure what it was. I think it was just a little man, but anyway, my wife lost the trophy. I brought it home, so I don't know where it is now. But they presented me with a trophy because I knocked the guy out.
How long did boot camp last?
I believe it's 12 weeks then.
12 weeks. Tell me about the rifle range. What weapon did you fire?
M1.
M1.
And then carbine too, but they wasn't qualifying with it, but they did have us to fire it.
What'd you qualify? What'd you qualify?
Expert.
Expert?
You bet you.
Yeah.
Then and when I went to Korea, they asked me what I wanted, and I said, I think I'll take a machine gun. They put me as a company runner first, and I said, I don't want that. So I went in the machine gun section.
Yeah, okay.
So I got to be a machine gunner.
Okay. From boot camp, where'd you go?
From boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Camp Pilden for a little while, and then stayed there about 6 months, and then they shipped me to Yokosuka, Japan.
Okay. Did they have the yellow footprints?
No, not then, they didn't.
No, okay. So, how'd you tell me about the trip to Japan.
He's aboard ship.
You know what ship you're on?
I don't remember. It was a troop ship.
Yeah. And you left the States from what port?
Pardon me?
You left the States from where?
From San Diego.
San Diego?
Yeah.
Tell me about the trip to Japan.
Well, there wasn't much to it. There wasn't anybody like I said, there wasn't anybody really that we knew too well. We had one kid that went same time I did. He was a little Mexican guy, and he had 3 brothers in the Marine Corps that had been in it. So we kind of went by what he said because his brothers told him. So boot camp was pretty easy. He kept telling us what was going to happen, and he went with us. There were 6 of us they sent over to Japan, and he was with us, the whole time. And going overseas toward board ships, there wasn't much going on there. Wasn't anything going on. They'd have a movie every night on the board ship up on top side, big old screen, and then the movie's just enough to make you homesick, up there. So
How'd you pass the time on the trip?
To Japan?
Yeah.
Well, that was funny. I never did. My folks didn't play cards or anything when I was growing up. Didn't know. And most of the guys played craps, shot craps, and played cards and all that. I didn't really play cards. I just went up topside and watched the ocean. That was my pastime.
Where were your quarters on the ship?
Clear down the bottom. I think it had three sacks. I mean, it was a Navy, the Navy deal, and you didn't have much room to get in your bed in there, but there was just three of them, three high.
Yeah.
So they stacked you up there.
Which one did you have?
I had the bottom one.
Bottom one.
Yeah.
How were the meals on the trip?
Good. Good. The Navy fed us good.
Okay. What did they tell you to do in case the ship was sinking?
On what?
What did they tell you to do in case the ship was sinking?
Oh, I don't think they told us. They just showed us where all the life jackets and things were where we was at. They'd just tell you where they'd be hanging on the wall or something. You just grab them,
Have enough lifeboats?
Huh?
You have enough lifeboats?
Enough what?
Lifeboats.
Oh, I don't know. I think I think they had about 3.
Okay. Had you been assigned to a unit?
Not then.
Okay. What'd you do in Japan?
Well, when I first got there, I was a musician and I played drums, and we had a 20-piece band in Japan, Yokosuka, and that's what I did. We'd have to play taps at night. Sometimes we'd be on duty and have to take the duty to play taps and all that kind of stuff. We marched in different parades, and they kept us busy.
What was the attitude of the Japanese people toward you?
Well, they treated us real good. I mean, wasn't any problems with them. Be out in town and they treat you pretty good.
Now, when did you go to Japan?
When?
When?
I think I was over there in 1949.
49, okay. Were you in the Army of Occupation?
What?
Were you in the Army of Occupation in Japan?
Well, I guess it was considered occupation troops,
Okay.
not army.
Yeah. Now, were you assigned to a unit in Japan?
No, well, no.
Okay. And you were based at where in Japan?
Yokosuka?
Yokosuka. How long were you there?
Well, let me see. In Japan, I was only, like I said, well, the only way I can explain this, when the Korean War started, the 6 of us volunteered to go. We didn't have to go, but we volunteered, and they sent us to Seoul, Korea at that time. Before they shipped us to 6 of us.
How'd you get to Korea?
Ship.
Ship.
Everything was ship in the Marine Corps.
Okay. Now, so when you first got to Korea, what'd you do?
Oh, well, let me see. Well, just put us off ship and put us with the company, and didn't really have an idea. And they just kind of shifted you around there. Where they put me as company runner one time, and so but then when combat was, they put you with a company. You was Howe Company, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines.
5th Marines? What company?
Howe Company, H35, Howe Company.
H35. H Company, 3rd Regiment, 5th Marine Division?
Howe Company, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marine
3rd Battalion.
Regiment, and the 1st Marine Division.
Oh, 1st Marine Division. Okay. And you went to Seoul. What'd you do in Seoul?
Yeah, well, that's where the war was going strong then, and they dropped us off in Seoul, and that's when we entered the fighting right there in Seoul.
What happened?
They just put us with a company. We were just fighting our way out, and we were fighting, in Seoul, fighting.
Okay.
Finally cleared them out of Seoul, and then we went. They kept going on, and that's how we ended up at the Chosen Reservoir.
Okay.
That's when. Go ahead.
How were you when were you were just fighting the North Koreans at that time?
I was what?
Just fighting the North Koreans at that time?
Seoul, yeah, Seoul.
The Chinese hadn't come across yet.
No, not then.
Okay.
They
How were you moving north?
How?
How?
Walking.
Walking.
Walked all the way.
Yep. What is a firefight?
How much what?
What's a firefight? When you met the North Koreans, what happened?
Well, in Seoul, they, like I said, it wasn't, when you just a replacement, that's more or less what you do. So they just put you where they want to when they're supposed to get there, so. And then, first put me as a company runner, and the first night of that, I think it was, I had to sleep right next to the old man. He wanted to send a message, why he'd tell me, and I'd have to go company runner, what it was. And I did all right till I got out there, and I coming back in, I forgot the password, and I had a hard time getting back in. I made it though.
How'd you get back in?
I just kept telling him, I said, I'm a Marine, I'm a Marine, I'm a Marine. I said, I don't know the password, I'm a Marine, so I got on in. Just a kid didn't know what the hell was going on.
How far north in Korea did you go?
The Chosen Reservoir, that was as far as I went.
Where is the Chosen Reservoir?
Where?
Yeah.
Well, the way I remember the Chosen, we was fighting, going that way towards the reservoir, they call it the Chosen Reservoir, what it was. And we get there, we already had all the North Koreans whooped, and we got a little rest that night and got up the next morning, and our company commander said, okay, turn around, look around, and he said, every direction you look, said, that's enemy. Said, we're trapped. Said, the Chinese came in and said, they've got us trapped, so we got to fight our way out. Well, how we get out, you just stick with us.
So what happened?
Well, we fought our way out, all the way, fighting all the way.
What did you do?
Well, that's what I was. I was, like I said, they first put me as company runner, and I got out of that because I didn't like it, having to jump up and go, so they put me with machine gun section.
Okay.
And before I ever left there, there was three assistants in a squad, and I was just a ammo carrier at first, and before we was losing so many people. We lost so many people. I went right on up to squad leader, over the squad. Mm-hmm. So that's the way you work it up to.
Yep.
Everybody dies off before you get,
Yep. What machine gun did you have?
There's another 30 caliber.
30 caliber. Is that the M60?
Pardon me?
Is that the M60?
I'm not hearing you.
Is that the M60?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what did you do at the Chosen Reservoir? What did you do?
Oh, at the reservoir, I didn't. That's when we grouped up and started fighting our way out at the reservoir. But like I said, the first I was just a runner, and then I got in the machine gun section. And the rest of the time I was just fighting our way out.
Who was the commander?
Well, we had two or three, and the one I remember the most was his name. His name was Captain Williamson. Mm-hmm. company commander then. We lost 2 or 3, I don't remember them.
And when did you see your first Chinese soldier?
So when? I don't I don't remember that. They come in when we was, like I said, at the reservoir and that, for when on our way out, the Chinese had us surrounded then, so we fought our way out, going right through them. So we didn't pay much attention to them, as long as we could get them dead in front of us.
Yeah. Yes. Sure.
Tell them how they come at you, blowing the whistles and everything.
That's a what?
The Chinese, how they come at you, blowing the whistles, and that you need to tell them all that.
I don't know. Oh, they just come out. When the Chinese came in, we always fighting. We was fighting Koreans and the Chinese. That's where we got trapped. The Chinese came in, so we fought the Chinese the rest of the time.
Now, did they have whistles?
Huh?
The Chinese?
Whistles and horns and bells and everything else when they come at us.
What were you thinking?
Huh?
What were you thinking?
We didn't have time to think. Scared the hell out of us. We were just sitting up. Some machine gun sections were set up. We knew they was going to come in. It was just like, well, man, you just couldn't tell. I mean, they were just coming. I guess the front view had knives and bayonets and small weapons, but they just as it got a little bigger, as they got closer, we got them kind of cut down. So I don't know.
How many men were at the Chosen Reservoir with you?
I don't have any idea.
Yeah.
Somebody that I bet I don't know. That's what I said. I didn't know much of that stuff. I just done what they told me. Didn't even know where I was at half the time.
Right.
There's an article that says there was 120,000 Chinese and like 7,500 Americans. 75,000. They killed 90-some thousand of them. I mean,
120,000 Chinese?
Yeah.
And they killed 70,000?
They killed 90-some.
90,000, yeah. How long did it take to fight your way out from the Chosen Reservoir?
Well, I don't remember how it all happened. I mean, but I ended up, I had frozen feet. I don't know, but like I said, I think it was, they sent me back to Yokosuka Hospital. And then I stayed in Japan going to the different hospitals for about 6 more months. I think I finally got out of there in April of 50, April of 51. I got out of Japan, shipped me back to the States.
Did you go back to Korea then?
No,
No.
they shipped me back. No, my feet, they said I couldn't do it.
Okay.
You ought to ask me. I've heard these tales so many times. They walked 77 miles to get out of there with frozen feet and no equipment.
How many miles did you walk?
I don't know. It said something about the certain spots there from one to the point to the other. I think fighting our way out was 78 miles
78 miles.
in the mountains.
What time of year did this happen?
But it was winter time.
Wintertime.
Yeah. Right.
How'd you stay warm?
Huh?
How'd you stay warm?
You didn't.
You didn't.
We didn't have cold weather, very much cold weather uniforms or anything. We had what they call snow packs is what they issued us, and that was kind of a bad thing. That's the reason so many of us got frostbite on our feet because our feet would sweat. Just from walking
Yeah.
in this freeze.
So how'd they send you from Korea to the hospital in Japan?
I think I went in. from there, out in Korea, they sent me to a hospital ship out in the bay, and stayed there for a little bit, and they kept waiting to see if I could go back to the company, and they couldn't do it, so they finally put me on, I can't remember now, Otsu, Japan or something. I think they flew me into flew us to, from a hospital into Otsu, Japan, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then they shipped me on back to Yokosuka. And then I think I stayed in another town, I think in Otsu, Japan, I believe it was, in the hospital. And that was in 1951, I think, just a little bit before. That's when they sent me home, 1951.
Mm-hmm. When you recall the date you were surrounded by the Chinese?
That's what?
Do you recall the date you were surrounded by the Chinese? You recall the date at the Chosin Reservoir?
Yeah, that was 1949.
Now was that 49 or 50?
49 and 50. It was
Okay.
right at that time. It was in December.
Because the North Koreans invaded South Korea in 1950.
Do what?
Did the North invade the South in 1950? Did North Korea invade South Korea in 1950?
Can you turn it off?
Yeah.
Okay. Ed, you know, he wants to know when you actually were fighting and when did they have the Thanksgiving dinner that froze while you were eating it. You need to tell him all that stuff, see, that's the reason he don't make him cry.
What do you mean?
You know, he wants to know actually what dates were the chosen. And you were there from like...
With the Chosin Reservoir, that's where we had the North Koreans whooped at the Chosin Reservoir, and they disappeared, and then that's when the Chinese came in. So I don't know, from then on, we just fighting our way back out.
Now did you have Thanksgiving dinner up there?
Yeah, they brought us some dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We just on the line, and we had to take had to take just a little bit to go get her. They had hot meal for us. Time we get back to where we were sitting, it froze.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What's your most vivid memory of Korea?
I don't remember it. It's all pretty bad. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When they sent you back to the States, where'd you go?
Washington, D.C.
What'd you do in Washington?
I was back in the band.
How long were you there?
Well, I was there till I got out. I got out in 1952.
Stop it again.
Okay.
Tell him you were in the president's own band that you played at Arlington Cemetery with.
You got that off?
Yes, he's got it off. I want all that on there.
No.
He's leaving out about 3/4 of it because he didn't want to. But at Washington, he was in president's own, and he played taps at Arlington.
She's a little ahead of time there. I was not with the president's own all the time. I was with what they called the Drum and Bugle Corps.
Mm-hmm.
And we were attached to the Marine Corps Band.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all we did, was just go playing on different places and marching in different places. And I'd have to go play taps, you know.
Mm-hmm. But were you in the president's own?
Well, that's what they called it then.
Yeah.
No, we were attached to. I'm not going to say I was there. We were Drum and Bugle Corps was different, but we were attached to the Marine Corps Band.
Okay.
1st Marine Division Band. Yeah.
How often do you play at the White House?
Where? How long?
How often?
How often at the White House? I don't remember, but about twice.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Anything else about Korea?
Do what?
Anything else about Korea?
No. No.
When you were, fighting your way out, was it a constant fight? Did you stop? Did you rest? What did you do for food when you were fighting your way out?
Well, we didn't worry about it too much. I mean, we had stuff that we could get by with, and it got kind of slow there for a while. We couldn't get anything in on for us to eat, so we were eating them Tootsie Rolls. So we wasn't worried too much about eating about that time. We didn't get too hungry.
And you got out of the Marines 1952.
Yes.
When were you discharged?
Where was I discharged?
Where and when?
At Washington D.C. Yeah, and I think it's discharged in 48, or no, 52.
52.
Yeah,
What month?
I think it was July.
July.
Man, that's been 100 years ago. I can't remember all that.
What'd you do after you got your discharge?
Well, I guess I went back to Fort Smith for a while, and then that's when I kind of started hunting jobs. I don't remember exactly when I moved to Tulsa, but from Fort Smith, because Fort Smith there wasn't too much going on back then. So, my mother and my dad had a lumber yard there in Turley, and I come up there and stayed a little while, and then working with him. But I kind of moved around a little bit for a while.
Now, when did you come to Collinsville?
How long, Pat?
11 years ago.
7 years ago?
11.
11 years ago?
11 years ago.
11 years ago. Why'd you come here?
We got flooded out on the Grand Lake, so we moved to higher ground. That's the reason we're over here. She wanted waterfront property, and that's what we got.
Where on Grand Lake?
Langley, Disney.
Oh, Disney, yeah. You have any? Come here. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot that I would have had him put in there, but I can't talk at the same time.
Well, what has he left out? What has he?
Well, he just doesn't want to, talk about some of that. Like, I mean, it's a shame. I know more than you. I mean, I want it all down, and you don't. So it makes it kind of hard.
You got plenty of things that you heard it, so why would you?
I know, but I want it for the kids, not for me. I know it all.
They know it too.
Well, what has he left out?
Well, lots of little finer details about what all he did in Korea. I mean,
Like what?
Well, they fought like crazy when he first got the Seoul. They'd already taken him over, and then they went up to that, and he said there's just. I mean, he's shooting a machine gun, and they're just laying out there Chinese dead all over the place as far as you can see, and I know that hurts him to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's the reason he don't want to, so. But, and in Washington, I don't guess he's leaving out a whole lot in Washington, but he could have stayed in the military and been a cushy job the rest of his life, but he wanted to come home, so. Oh, I hope he didn't have that on me.
Would you join the Marines again?
Would I?
Yeah.
Sure. Once a Marine, always.
I'd like to do a word association. I'll give you some words and you give me your reaction. The first one is boot camp.
The what?
When you hear boot camp, what do you think of?
I thought died and gone to hell in boot camp.
Japan.
Well, that was pretty good liberty for a while. I was just a little kid, but it was different scenery and everything.
Korea.
That's another story. You know, I wasn't too much to talk about on that. Just what was fighting to live a little bit longer.
Chosen Reservoir.
Nah. Well, that's about the time it started getting rough. Is when we got trapped and the Chinese came in. So that was pretty bad stuff.
The Chosen Few.
What do you mean?
When you hear the Chosen Few, what do you think of?
Oh, this Chosen Few is local. That's what we got the name of Chosen Few here in town.
No, it's not. Turn it off again.
Okay.
The Chosen Few Sugar's nationwide.
I know it, but I mean
Well, that's what he's asking you.
Just from associations. I mean, they're different.
I think when he actually would first think of the Chosen, the same as me, so many it's already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not helpful.
Yeah.
I'm bad as he, but I do want.
I told you.
I know he
I told
don't
you I
want
wasn't any good at talking about it, so
Yeah.
you know I.
He don't want to cry for the camera, and
Yeah.
I understand that, you know. But there's nothing shameful about shedding a tear or two.
No. But we're doing this for the future generations.
Right.
Because we want them to know what happened, what you did.
Well, that's all right. You know.
Yeah, the Chosen Few started, you know, in the Tulsa, they started in Oklahoma City. And I didn't even go then, but they would go to Oklahoma City, 2 or 3 of them, and then they met in Stroud for a while. And then Osborne, his name was Osborne, he started the local organization. But him and, you know, Ed's about the only one that's able to go to the meeting now. We do have Bill Woodward, he's over in the nursing home in Claremore.
How's he doing?
And he does pretty good. You know, he's still got a pretty sound mind, doesn't he? Seems to.
Yeah,
The last
yeah,
time
yeah.
we was there, he's in a wheelchair. And then one that lives in Stillwater, he tries to come to the meetings once in a while.
Okay. When you hear Franklin Roosevelt.
What?
Franklin Roosevelt.
What? Did you think of him?
Yeah.
I think he's a good president.
Harry Truman.
Yeah. Truman kind of got to us when he said, when the Korean War started, he come out that he said it's a Marine Corps was the Navy's police force. So Truman is, mark him off.
Yeah. How do you want to be remembered?
Me? Boy, I don't know. Just a good old boy, I guess.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Huh?
Anything else you want to talk
No,
about?
no, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't talk that much. I don't know
that's
that much.
okay. That's
Like I said, I just followed the leader, you know. So whatever thing that I done, once in a while, you know, I'm machine gun. When I'd lose one, I'd have to get a replacement, somebody, you know. So that's a bad part. And I was lucky not to be the one going.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sir, this is an excellent interview. I want to thank you for your service and thank you for the interview.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
And again, this is June 19th, 2019. My name is Joe Todd. This has been an interview with Ed Higgins in Collinsville, Oklahoma. Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's talked about it so much over the years.